Have you ever looked at a map of the United States and noticed that massive empty space up north labeled Montana? It's one of the biggest states in the country, stretching over 147,000 square miles, yet barely more than 1 million people live there. That means more cows than humans and more grizzly bears than shopping malls. But why? With its stunning mountain ranges, vast open plains, and national parks like Glacier and Yellowstone, Montana looks like a paradise. So why do so few people call it home? Is it the bone-crushing winters? The extreme isolation? The fact that the nearest grocery store might be hours away? Well, today we're diving into the 10 biggest reasons why people avoid Montana like the plague. But before we get into it, let me know in the comments. Have you ever been to Montana? Would you ever consider living there? And please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Now let's get into it. Montana's winters are not just cold. They're downright brutal. The state experiences long, harsh winters, with heavy snowfall, bone-chilling winds, and temperatures that can plummet to minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit in some areas. In fact, the coldest temperature ever recorded in the lower 48 states was in Montana's Rogers Pass in 1954, when the thermometer hit a staggering minus 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Snowstorms can last for days, burying towns under feet of snow, making roads impassable, and leaving residents stranded in their homes. But it's not just the snow. Wind chill makes it even worse. Strong gusts can bring temperatures down to dangerously low levels, where frostbite can occur in minutes. If you're not prepared for the extreme cold, you might find yourself regretting your decision to live in Montana. The long winters also mean shorter growing seasons for crops, extended periods of cabin fever, and higher heating bills. For many people, dealing with icy roads, frozen pipes, and weeks of sub-zero temperatures simply isn't worth it. If you're looking for a booming job market, Montana probably isn't the place for you. While the state does have some industries that support the economy, high-paying jobs are few and far between. The median household income in Montana is around $63,000, which is well below the national average. Many jobs in the state are seasonal or low-wage, especially in rural areas where options are even more limited. Montana's economy also lacks diversity. Unlike states with major industries in technology, finance, or manufacturing, Montana's economy is heavily reliant on farming, ranching, and tourism. These industries are not only unpredictable, but they also don't provide the stable, high-paying jobs that attract people to an area. Additionally, with more people working remotely, many Montanans find themselves competing with out-of-state workers for jobs that don't require a physical office. Montana's vast open spaces may be beautiful, but they also make the state incredibly isolated. The largest city, Billings, has a population of just over 100,000 people, which is small compared to most major cities in the U.S. Once you leave the few urban centers, you'll find yourself driving through miles and miles of empty land with nothing but cattle and mountains in sight. For people who are used to living in cities or suburban areas, this kind of isolation can be overwhelming. Need to go grocery shopping? That might be a 45-minute drive. In some of the most remote parts of Montana, cell phone service is spotty or non-existent, which means you're really on your own if your car breaks down in the middle of nowhere. Many people who move to Montana for the scenic beauty eventually find themselves feeling lonely and disconnected. Without easy access to entertainment, shopping centers, or social events, it can be difficult to build a sense of community. For those who crave human interaction and convenience, Montana's isolation can be a deal-breaker. Montana is one of the most politically conservative states in the country, which can be a deterrent for people with more progressive views. The state is deeply rooted in traditional values, with strong support for gun rights, limited government regulation, and conservative social policies. While this appeals to many, it also means that Montana can feel unwelcoming to those who hold different political beliefs. Beyond politics, Montana faces serious social issues. The state has one of the highest suicide rates in the U.S., a problem driven by rural isolation, economic struggles, and limited access to mental health services. Drug and alcohol abuse rates are also high, particularly in rural areas where resources for treatment and support are scarce. Montana's education system also faces challenges. The state ranks below the national average in school funding, and teacher shortages are common in rural areas. Many small towns struggle to keep schools open, and students often have to travel long distances just to attend class. Montana's wilderness is breathtaking, but it comes with serious dangers, especially from wildlife. The state has one of the highest grizzly bear populations in the lower 48 states, and bear attacks, though rare, do happen. Hikers, hunters, and even residents must always be prepared, carrying bear spray and properly storing food to avoid encounters. In 2021, a woman was fatally attacked while camping near Ovando, proving how real the risk is. But bears aren't the only concern. Montana is also home to mountain lions, which have been known to stalk people, and wolves that threaten livestock. Rattlesnakes are common in some areas, adding another layer of danger. While these animals are a key part of Montana's natural beauty, they make daily life more hazardous than in most other states. For those not used to living among large predators, the constant need for caution can be overwhelming, and a major reason why many people steer clear of Montana. All right, we're about halfway through the list, and I've got to ask, what do you guys think so far? Could you handle Montana's brutal winters? Or are you someone who actually thrives in isolation? Let me know in the comments, because I want to hear your thoughts. Also, if you're enjoying this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps out the channel. And if you want more videos like this, where we explore the hidden truths about different states and cities, be sure to subscribe and let me know what place you want me to cover next. Healthcare is a serious concern in Montana, especially for those who live in rural areas. With so much land and so few people, hospitals and medical facilities are spread thin. Many small towns don't have a hospital at all, and those that do often struggle with understaffing and underfunding, forcing residents to travel hours for even the most basic medical care. Montana also has one of the highest rates of uninsured residents in the country, making healthcare even less accessible. For those with chronic conditions or medical emergencies, the lack of nearby hospitals and specialists can be a major problem. Imagine having a heart attack and needing to drive 2 hours to the nearest hospital. That's a real possibility in Montana. Additionally, Montana struggles with a shortage of doctors and medical professionals. The state has one of the lowest doctor-to-patient ratios in the country, and many healthcare workers prefer to live in states with larger populations and better opportunities. This lack of healthcare infrastructure is a major reason why many people choose to live elsewhere. Montana's infrastructure is not built for convenience. Due to the state's vast size, small population, and harsh weather conditions, many roads and bridges are in poor condition. Long, icy winters take a serious toll on roads, causing potholes, cracks, and dangerous driving conditions. Snowplowing services are limited, and it's not uncommon for residents to be snowed in for days at a time. Another major issue is the lack of reliable internet. While high-speed internet is considered a necessity in most parts of the country, many areas in Montana still struggle with slow, outdated connections. In a world where remote work, online education, and telemedicine are becoming more common, Montana's poor internet infrastructure makes it difficult for people to stay connected. Without better roads, reliable public transportation, and modern internet services, Montana struggles to keep up with the rest of the country in terms of economic growth and digital accessibility. It might surprise some people, but Montana is no longer the affordable place it once was. Cities like Bozeman and Missoula have seen home prices skyrocket above $700,000, making it nearly impossible for locals to afford housing. Rent has also shot up, with some areas experiencing a 50% increase in just a few years. This affordability crisis is forcing many longtime Montana residents out of their own communities. While wages remain low, the cost of living continues to rise, creating an economic gap that makes it difficult for the average person to get by. Beyond housing, other costs are also high. Groceries, gas, and utilities all tend to be more expensive due to Montana's remote location and harsh winters. Heating bills can skyrocket in the winter, and transportation costs add up quickly when you have to drive long distances just to get to work or run errands. While Montana may seem like a quiet, affordable escape, the reality is that living here is becoming more expensive than ever. If you're someone who enjoys concerts, major sporting events, high-end restaurants, or a lively nightlife, Montana will likely disappoint you. The state's largest city, Billings, has a population of just over 100,000 people, and while it has some entertainment options, it doesn't compare to the cultural hubs found in larger states. Outside of the main cities, entertainment options are extremely limited. Shopping is another challenge. Montana doesn't have many major shopping malls, and big-name retail stores are few and far between. If you want to buy trendy clothing, high-tech gadgets, or specialty food items, you might have to order online or drive several hours to the nearest major city. Montana also lacks cultural diversity. About 86% of the population is white, and while Native American communities contribute to the state's culture, Montana does not have the same level of ethnic diversity seen in states like California, Texas, or New York. This lack of diversity affects everything from food choices to community events. Living in Montana means dealing with the constant risk of natural disasters. Wildfires are a major threat, particularly in the summer months when dry conditions and high winds can cause fires to spread rapidly. In 2021 alone, wildfires burned over 747,000 acres across the state, destroying homes, businesses, and vast areas of forest land. Smoke from wildfires can linger in the air for weeks, causing health issues and reducing air quality. Montana also sits on major fault lines, making earthquakes another real danger. The state experiences frequent seismic activity, and while most quakes are small, there have been destructive ones in the past. Flooding is another major concern. Heavy snowfall in the winter often leads to spring floods when the snow melts too quickly. Rivers overflow, roads wash out, and entire communities can be cut off from the outside world. Combined with the state's already poor infrastructure, natural disasters can make life in Montana even more challenging. And there you have it, the 10 biggest reasons why nobody lives in Montana. It's beautiful, yes. It's rugged, sure. But it's also unforgiving, isolated, and for many, just plain unlivable. But now I want to hear from you. Could you ever see yourself living in Montana? Or is it officially off your list? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the places people love and the ones they avoid. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.